Hello, I'm Ralph Curtis, and this is Andrew Mendlin, my partner, and we're with Curtis Legal Group. And today the question we wanted to address was, what rights do you have if a dog bites you? So this is kind of an interesting topic because years ago the law was that every dog was entitled to its first bite, which sounds kind of funny, but it's true. And that implied that unless the dog owner knew that the dog could bite somebody, the dog owner wasn't responsible if the dog did bite somebody. So the dog had to bite somebody first, then the owner would know that the dog could bite somebody, and then from that point on, the owner would be responsible. Well, that's not the law anymore in modern times. The legislature has enacted a specific statute that applies to dog bites, which basically says that if a person is lawfully where they should be, in other words, they're not a trespasser, and they're bitten by a dog, then the owner's dog is responsible for any damage that is caused by that dog bite. So the responsibility now, they don't have to wait for the dog to bite first. The owner is responsible even with the first bite. So Andy, what happens if, let's say, a tenant that's renting property owns a dog that bites somebody? Could the landlord be responsible for that?
That's a good question, and it does happen many, many times. In fact, landlords are sued quite often because they may in fact bear responsibility for their tenant's dog. Yes, that's true. In California, a landlord is responsible for dog bites when he or she knows that the tenant's dog has dangerous and vicious propensities. That is, the landlord knows that the dog is actually going to attack or bite somebody, that it's likely to happen. In that circumstance, the landlord bears liability if he or she doesn't do anything to protect against that potential harm. And that's where the landlord may bear some responsibility. And that's why here at Curtis Legal Group, we look at every aspect of liability. We don't just look at the dog owner, but we also look at the landlord and anybody else that may bear responsibility for the harm caused to an injured victim.
So we hope you never get bitten by a dog, obviously, but if unfortunately you do have that experience, we can help you. We're Curtis Legal Group.
Call 1-800-LAW-3080.
The heavy hitters.